Hello, dear students. Today we will be beginning with the second chapter, The Address, written by Marga Minko. As the name denotes, this chapter talks about the address of Mrs. Darling, that is 46 Marconi Street. Even you should remember this address. It's very important and plays a very important role in the entire chapter. So the address is 46 Marconi Street. Now this particular chapter revolves around a young girl, how she loses her mother, how she is yearning for the lost belongings of her mother. She goes to the address and she could not connect herself to those things and leaves everything and come back. Let's see a small introduction. The setup of the story. The story is set during the post-World War II phase. War itself is a name of destruction. The small little picture that comes to our mind after the war is the world of destruction, the world of pain and sufferings, where people lose their lives, their property, their near and dear ones, and it is all in all filled with tears and never-ending sufferings. In this story also, the narrator talks about the phases of World War, the pre-war phase, the war phase, and the post-war phase. After World War or after the war, when people start searching for their lost things and the lost property, the trauma they feel, the pain they suffer from is what it deals with. It talks about the persecution of the Jews by Hitler. The central character of the story, our narrator, is a young girl. She is the volunteer of war. After the war, she loses her mother. The house is destroyed. Everything is finished. The only remembrance of her mother that she has is the belongings of her mother. The narrator's mother was very fond of collecting antique items like silver cutlery sets, beautiful tea sets, pewter plates, chandeliers, candlestick holders, etc. And mother used to feel proud on all her possessions. But then, due to the war, she had to depart from all her belongings. And all those belongings were kept very safe in the custody of Mrs. Darling at the address 46 Marconi Street. So the narrator decides to go to this address and get the things back. Was she able to get the things back? Were the things still there? Let's read in the chapter. The story also talks about the trauma of pre-war fears and post-war losses. How the people, they are afraid, they fear from the war. Before the war, how they are worried about keeping their things in safe custody, and after war, how they suffer only and only from the losses. The first phase of chapter talks about the return of the narrator to the address. After the war, when everything was finished and she started living in a small rented room, she used to miss her mother and her belongings a lot. So she decided to go to Mrs. Darling's house at the address house number 46 Marconi Street. She thought that Mrs. Darling would be good enough and she would return everything. But was it so? No. When she knocked the door, Mrs. Darling peeped outside. She recognized that the narrator was Mrs. S's daughter, and so she did not open the door. Rather, at first, she denied recognizing the narrator. But then she saw that the narrator was able to recognize Mrs. Darling because Mrs. Darling was wearing the cardigan that belonged to the narrator's mother. Mrs. Darling was rude enough, and she said that she was pretty busy and she could not listen to the narrator, and she asked the narrator to go back. She told her to come some other day, but at present she could not help her with anything. So, this is the small summary of the return. The narrator after war is left alone. Her mother died in war and house destroyed. She starts staying in a small rented room. She remembers her mother's belongings and wish to take them back. So she decides to visit Mrs. Darling's house, the address house number 46, Marconi Street. Mrs. Darling. She was an old acquaintance and she used to oftenly visit the narrator's house. Mrs. S., narrator's mother, trusted her and handed her all her precious silver cutlery, antique plates, candlesticks, huge antique chandeliers, etc., to protect them from the tyranny of war. Reaching Mrs. Darling's house, narrator was not permitted to enter in. The narrator recognized Mrs. Darling with the green cardigan she wore. This once belonged to her mother. Mrs. Darling rebuffed her advances and said she had no time for the narrator. The betrayal of her mother's old friend shocked and hurt the narrator. She decided to return with a heavy heart and dashed hopes. The second phase talks about memory. When the narrator was returning from Mrs. Darling's house, she passed the same streets where she used to live. She passed the same marketplace. Though she was trying to escape from the lost memories, but even then, everything was very clear in front of her. She remembered how one day she visited her mother at the beginning of the war. She looked at the house and the rooms and found several pieces of furniture, crockery, silverware, etc. were not there. She became worried and inquired about the missing stuff from her mother. The next day, she saw a woman leaving her house and her mother escorting her out. The woman was carrying their crockery and furniture and loading them in a carriage. Now, this woman was Mrs. Darling. Mrs. Darling kept away from Mrs. S for a pretty long time, but she knew that Mrs. S was very fond of all these antiques. So, when the time of war came, Mrs. Darling did not lose any opportunity. She came to Mrs. S, and knowing that Mrs. S was a very soft-hearted and a very gentle lady, she convinced her that she is going to save each and every possession of Mrs. S. And so, in every visit, Mrs. Darling used to carry some things or another along with her. Her mother told her that it was Mrs. Darling, an old friend of hers, who had reconnected with her in recent times, and told her to remember the address 46 Marconi Street. Unfortunately, the family was driven to the concentration camps and none survived except the narrator. The third stage talks about the revisit. After memorizing all those things, the narrator felt very frustrated. And inside her heart she thought, Why should I leave my things and I should go back and ask for my things back? So, frustrated at her last visit, the narrator decides to go back to the same address and reclaim her mother's belongings. She was determined and approached the door. This time, the door was opened by Mrs. Darling's daughter. Inside the house, the room was filled with the narrator's old things that belonged to her mother. As soon as she entered inside, she saw that the entire gallery was filled with all those antique plates, pewter plates, candlestick holders that once belonged the proud possession of her mother. And today they were here in a strange place, surrounded by strange people, and the narrator felt very disconnected. The burnt marks on the tablecloth to the silver spoons, everything reminded her of the past. The things looked the same, but they were in a different place, lifeless and strange. They lacked the life they had before. They lacked the touch of her mother or the smell of their house. So though the things were all the way same, but there was no connection that she could feel. The narrator was soon overwhelmed by the flushing memories and decided to leave the house and the possessions. The narrator could not take the pain. She could not understand why all these things appear to be so strange. It might be due to the misty smell of the house. It might be due to the careless manner in which all those things were kept now. Her mother used to take a great care of all these things, polishing the silver cutleries, cleaning all these antique plates, and so on. But here they were all in the dirty surrounding. So she decided, let these things remain here only. Why to dishearten Mrs. Darling's daughter? Mrs. Darling's daughter did not know that her mother was a cheat. In fact, she was very proud of her mother, and she thought that all these things were the actual belonging of Mrs. Darling. So the narrator said that why should I spoil the distrust of Mrs. Darling's daughter? Let these things be where they are, and let me move away from here. So she committed to leave the place and to forget each and everything that belonged to her mother. In the end, she decided to forget the address because that was the easiest of all. She could not forget the mother. She obviously could not forget the things. The only one thing that she could forget was the address, 46 Marconi Street. And so she forgot it. Let's talk about the key thought of the story. What does the story depict? First, the story depicts the complex human emotions of intimacy, trust, hope, and betrayal. It speaks of the greed and vices that afflict a human being and how it makes them do horrible things like breaking other people's hope, lying, stealing, cheating, etc. Mrs. Darling took a wrong advantage of the situation. She could have been a good person and she could have actually safeguarded all those things. She could have searched for Mrs. S and her family after the war, but she did nothing. She actually cheated upon Mrs. S. Secondly, Mrs. Darling refuses to return what she took from her friend and do her duty as a friend and as a responsible human being. She actually used the opportunity to take advantage of her friend's difficult circumstances. Thirdly, this represents the worst of human nature, the background of war and persecution of innocent lives has strong connotations and beautifully foreshadows the story itself. So, this particular story not only talks about the pre war time when Mrs. S was afraid of losing her things, she wanted to safeguard them, and in that attempt, she gave all the things to Mrs. Darling without even thinking. It talks about the war phase when the people were shifted to refugee camps and they could not survive. Everything was lost: the house, the property, the lives. It also talks about the post war period when the people or the survivor of the wars they come out of their houses searching for their lost memories. But what comes in their hand is nothing. A sheer betrayal of this opportunist world. Let's talk about the character sketches. The narrator. Margot Minko is a Jewish girl who faced the pain, sufferings, and losses, including the irreparable loss of her dear mother in war. She is a brave and courageous girl who faces the challenges of a lonely life after the war is over. She is attached to her mother's things, and after returning to her home city, she goes to Mrs. Darling to claim her mother's things back. Mrs. Darling's cold, indifferent, and discouraging behavior further depresses her. She had already suffered many losses, including the irreparable loss of her dear mother. Finally, she decides to leave her mother's things and forget them forever, as the things will evoke her mother's memories more often and make her more miserable. The second character is Mrs. S, the narrator's mother. In the story, the address Mrs. S is shown to be a simple Jewish woman who became a victim of war. Mrs. S was a good homemaker who took pride in her collection of household things such as crockery, cutlery, and upholstery. She took care of them and kept them clean at all times. Before leaving, Mrs. S had given her precious and expensive household items to Mrs. Darling with the intention of taking them back after the war was over. But unfortunately, Mrs. S didn't live long enough to go back to Holland and get her things back from Mrs. Darling. The third character is of Mrs. Darling. Mrs. Darling was an extremely rude person that can be well judged by the way she treated the narrator. She faked complete ignorance when asked if she recognized the narrator. She was extremely unwilling to strike a polite, decent conversation with the narrator. She chose convenience over etiquettes in inviting her inside the house. She was very discourteous and impolite. Thank you, dear students. I hope we made a better learning. For further queries, you can always mail me. Stay blessed. Thank you.